Behold. Behold, 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 behold. Behold! Behold. One time, one of my favorite questions I've ever been asked is a couple of months ago, somebody asked me, how many times do you do the behold before you get it right? A lot of the time, it's only one time. Like, I very clearly in my head have a mental image, I almost said, but like an idea of like what it should sound like, you know? And usually I just do it and it is and it's good and I just move on. So it's either like one time or like a ridiculous amount of times, like 15 times. Sometimes it is like that. It's just like what the best question. So today is a wonderful day. So it's been really cold here today. Noise. It's been really cold here today. Lately. Not today. A bit out of it today. But I'm in a very good mood because today it's really warm. It's been cold, it's now warmer. And of course that only means like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, but still. So we're just gonna hang out. We are going to have the streams. Don't let your streams be dreams, they said. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hang out and it's gonna be a good time. And let me make sure that we're actually streaming because I have a suspicion that nobody can hear me. He said as he opened up the thing. Oh no, we're here. There's just no one in chat. What in the world? Y'all peeps, where are ya? Okay, well anyway, great. As long as that's working, I will tweet it out. So yeah, today we're mostly aiming to just like hang out, which is what we usually do on these streams, but like we're also going to min-max some things. And one of the first things we're going to min-max is, where is it? Rack to Dark Dagger. Rack to Dark Dagger. Where are ya? Where are ya? Show yourself. I could just use the search field, but that would be giving up. Rack to Dark Dagger, there you are, my child. Okay, so Ben Brooks, hello, welcome. How you doing, my dude? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Xandy stream. What's up? So yeah, good day today. Live with Don't Let Your... Zara Rick, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform support, my dude. Thanks for, following on Twitch. Subscribing, following. Why is it not always called following when you follow and always called subscribing when you subscribe? Anyway, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Live with a Don't Let Your Streams Be Dreams stream on Utubs. Go, go, go. Bam. Tell the world. So yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a dumb amount of format in this Rack to Dark Dagger and see if it can make it. And I'm gonna tell you like where I was thinking of using it. In fact, I'll tell you that right now. So the Rack to Dark Dagger, right, has a special passive that gives you it has a passive that reduces your aggro radius, but forget about that for a sec. That one's worthwhile, but not for what we're doing. And then it has a passive that makes you gain shields into overshields if you attack a target that has a rad proc on it. So that can be very good if you are using, where are you? Gara, or Mesa or Trinity. Gara, Mesa, Trinity, and I think there's like one other, anyway, have sources of damage reduction that apply to shields, which means that shields are actually worthwhile because they can take a hit. And you can gain shields often more easily than you can gain health or just in different ways. So we're going to try that. It might make Gara really tanky as a melee frame if she uses her glass shards on herself and then uses the Rack to Dark Dagger to gain a bunch of shields and overshields that will get the big damage reduction bonus. So we're going to try that. Do I have the damage reduction maxed out? No, I don't. Okay, people are coming in. Great. Xanthor, hello. Ben Brooks says, you reckon Rack to Dark Dagger is the best dagger? So that's the problem. Ben Brooks, it's like really, really not. It's like really bad. It's very bad. Zaw daggers are by worlds the best dagger. Like, if you want a good dagger, Zaw daggers are so much better, painfully much better than all of the other daggers that we have access to. However, that rad proc passive, come on, all right, we need it. But no, this dagger's stats are atrocious. It has terrible critical stats, unusable critical stats, and horrid status. It is one of the only weapons in the game that is hard to obtain that has atrocious supplemental stats. It is fast, which is good, I guess, and it can use covert lethality, which is good, but it's just So this build was just for like utility, just for killing stuff and dispatch overdrive memes, but we're not gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing like, it's gonna need a lot of forma. Oh god, it's gonna need so much forma. This was the prototype build, so we'll talk about it for a sec. Domdoc, hello, welcome to the stream. Brink, hello, Brink, hello. How you doing? What's up? Ninja Cowboy, hello. Nikisuke, hello. People are filing in. Justin, I do not have the Zenith. I'm getting it in a week, but I don't have it yet. Interlags, hello. Interlagos, excuse me. Slightly different. Stop this, I'm trying to watch Netflix. No, I will not stop. You cannot stop me. So, let me talk a little bit about what the build is like theoretically going to be. I'll like try to fill it out. So, not gas. It's going to be corrosive, so virulent scourge, and voltaic strike. So it's going to be this, and then this last mod here is going to be the augment. This thing is an augment. It's not amazing, but it is good, and we need it. I'm probably gonna have to buy it because it's from Red Veil, and I don't have Red Veil. If anyone on PC has Red Veil and you want to give me the augment for Active Dark Dagger, Dark Dagger, that would be dank. But don't feel like you have to. I'll just buy it if I can't get it. Castoro Puzzle, thank you for following me on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform support. So, yes, that is what's going on today. We're going to max out our damage reduction and not use this build. We're going to use this build, sure. Why normal pressure point? Nikisuke, there's no difference between pressure point and prime pressure point. Prime pressure point is just more damage, so I don't show it in public build videos because I don't want to intimidate players and make them feel like the damage will be bad if they don't have a prime mod that they won't have for a long time. There's no, like, I think the only reason people ask that is because they think there's some like secret reason that you wouldn't want prime pressure point. There isn't. If you have it, you should use it. There's no secret reason, but I do not use it in public videos because I do not want to like intimidate newer players. I also don't have it leveled up because I don't think it's cost effective, but I do have it. I've had it for like a year and it's just been sitting here because I don't think it's better than leveling up like primed reach, for example, in a lot of cases for a lot of players. Anyway. Oh yeah, the Gaming Atlas, if you're sure, I would definitely appreciate it. Again, don't feel like you have to, but if you don't mind, then I would certainly appreciate it, sure. I didn't form the dagger, okay. I'm sorry, I did miss a few people. Ron J. Burv, hello. Oh boy, yeah, I won over Daft Cupcake. I forgot to say what we're gonna form onto this. Get derp. You can't use augments on syndicate weapons. Zyro Rick, yes you can. It depends on the weapon. On the Rakta Dark Dagger, you can use the Dark Dagger's augment. I know that's weird, but actually, hold on, I might have it. I feel like I have it. Let me just make sure. I don't have it. On the Rakta Dark Dagger, you can. I know that's bizarre, but you can. On Vacor Heck, that would be broken, and you can't do it. But you can do it on Rakta Dark Dagger. I've tested that previously. I don't know why I don't have the augment still, but I did at one point, and I put it on, and it did not work. I mean, it did work. For some reason, you can use Gleaming Blight on Rakta Dark Dagger as well as Dark Dagger. Yeah, Gaming Atlas, just message me when you're on, and I would be happy to, I'd be happy to do that with you. I keep forgetting to Forma. I'm so distracted. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to you all. Okay, well, let me Forma first, then I'll get to comments in a sec. Hold on. So what we need on this build is Stinging Thorn. This forces slash procs and finishers and is integral to this weapon being good because it adds a lot of killing power. It's all well and good if we get lots of rad procs and heal ourselves for a bunch of overshields. That's great, but it's not ultimately going to be that good if we can't, we don't need healing return, if we can't actually kill enemies, like just with the weapon. So we're going to need Stinging Thorns. We probably need to forma this to a V. And then we also want to add enough forma that we can put on. The mod we're going to put here is the augment, and then we also need condition over, no. Oh, Weeping Wounds, yes. Without Weeping Wounds, our status chance will never get high enough. Because this weapon has really bad status, even though the augment adds more, and Drifting Contact adds more, and etc, they all add more. Without Weeping Wounds, we will never get enough. We just will not get enough. So we kind of have to use Weeping Wounds, but we don't really have enough space. This is so awkward. It might just not work. Listen, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm forming out a weapon this much, is partially because, like, I really don't think it's going to be worth it. And I don't want anyone to do this and be like, that was such a waste. Like, because it probably is a waste. So I'm going to start with this. We're gonna go rank it up, and we're gonna see how it is. Again, it might suck, and in that case, I saved you all a lot of forma, you know. And if it doesn't suck, then it could be really good on Gara. And like Mesa, it would be good on Mesa's Shatter Shield, but I don't really want to run a melee on Mesa, but that's just me. Okay. So let me get back to questions. Pugani Zondef, you're not putting this on Twitch anymore, so it's complicated. I would love to stream both here and on Twitch, but that is against Twitch's terms of service. If you are a partner, if you have a Twitch affiliate sponsorship or a Twitch partnership, and I am an affiliate, you cannot stream both on Twitch and on another platform at the same time. Keenmans, thanks for following me on Twitch. I really appreciate that cross-platform support, my dude. So I can't. That's why I'm not. Not because I don't want to. I would love to, but I cannot. As you can see in the description of this stream, I do stream on a normal schedule now, which will hopefully make it easier for you all. So I stream here every Tuesday, and I stream on Twitch every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. That is the schedule we're going with for the time being. There's never more than like 2 days in a row and only one time per week when there is not a stream, so you should get tons of streams. Don't let your streams be dreams. And we will have plenty of time to hang out. But unfortunately, I cannot do it on multiple platforms at once, so go figure. It also, like, it splits the audience a little bit, you know, like, I think it's fine to be on one platform and focus a little bit. It isn't very hard for me to stream on multiple platforms, but it can be hard for chat to follow each other. It's hard for you all to talk to each other. And you all are very helpful to each other when I stream, so I want you to be able to talk to each other. So that is why. It's not because I don't want to or I chose to, it's because I'm not allowed to. So rip Twitch's rules, but I kind of understand. Anyway, just got Chaos Sphere for Nyx Prime. Yeah, it's fun. It's weird, but it's fun. I don't personally think it's great, but it's not bad. It's good in maps where enemies flood in through choke points, like Hydron. Because you can just leave it there and it will, you know, scan all the enemies with radiation, which is cool. Do you think MR30 will be the MR cap? No. No. I don't have anything to say about that specifically, but no. I don't know what they'll give as a benefit, like, after that. I know what you mean. It's like then we could have full builds on weapons at MR0. Boy, that sounds spicy. But I think that MR30 is so unlikely for the average player that it doesn't really matter if you can go past that. And I think they would be right to not care that you can go past that. So, yeah. Imshale, you said, Xandy, do you prefer Berserk or Prime Fury? You don't, it's not what you prefer, it depends on the weapon. Berserk is better than Primed Fury on weapons that have the crit chance for it, but some weapons do not, and on those weapons you should use Prime Fury. I know there are some players who run Prime Fury on weapons that they want like upfront speed on, but I personally think that's a really bad idea because it literally is just free speed if you use Berserker, and it's not like it takes you that long to get, you know, like most good critical weapons that you would run Berserker on, you're gonna get all the speed after like 2 attacks. So it's not like you really get like upfront speed that is like so much greater than the speed you get when you like charge it all the way up. Like it takes mere seconds to charge it all the way up. So personally, I do not think it is wise to use Prime Fury if you can use Berserker. I think Prime Fury is for when you cannot use Berserker. The only other time is Prime Fury speeds up finishers and Berserker doesn't, so that is another reason to use it. Gladiator Vice also exists. That is very occasionally a better choice. Not very often, but sometimes. Anyway, so that's what I think. Also, on Excalibur's Exalted Blade, you should use both. What's your favorite hammer, Jat Katag? I have a soft spot for Fragor Prime because I like having channeling be kind of good, but it's not really good on like any weapon except Fragor Prime. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but on Fragor Prime it's good, so yeah. Pugani, thanks for telling him what my username was. What do you think of Saren Prime? I'm making it now and I want to know your thoughts. Uglanovic, Saren Prime is coming up in Framework really soon, so I will have a build for you, like, quite soon. But she's kind of all over the place. It's weird. Like, Saren Prime... Saren, it doesn't matter if it's Saren Prime, does a lot of good things, but they're all, like, not that related. Like, they don't really... Like, despite her lots of, like, quote, synergy, they're, like, actually not really that related, like, the different things she does. So, I don't know, it's strange. Like, on the one hand, you have, like, the Room Nuker playstyle. On another, you have, like, you want max range to infect waves with your Spore. You want to be cleaving through enemies in melee to get your Toxic Lash bonuses. Like, you have scalable healing over time, so you want to avoid melee combat so you don't keep getting damaged. I don't know. Like, she has synergy, but it, like, actually isn't that synergistic because the time you want those effects is not the same time. So... yeah, anyway, I'm doing a video about Saren really soon, within like a week, like a little bit more than a week. You will have it in hand, so I will ask you to wait for that full thing. And I cannot just show you. Saren is the epitome of a Warframe, where I cannot just show you a build and be like, do this, because like you wouldn't use it the way that I designed it. You wouldn't like understand why I designed it that way. Saren is a little bit complicated, kind of unnecessarily so, in my opinion. So we'll talk about it. But yeah, so that's what I have to say about that. Okay. Yeah, see, like, Ben Brooks, you can't, like, as much as I appreciate you reaching out to help, like, you can't just say, like, range, strength, and duration. It's like with which weapons, it makes a huge difference on Saren. Like, what playstyle, it makes a huge difference on Saren. Like, exactly how much of those things. Like, range, strength, and duration is literally just all the stats. Like, that isn't actually advice. I know you're trying to help, but, like, it really is more complicated than that. You can't just give advice like that with Saren. There are some frames where I think you can, because their thing they do is just, like, not that complicated, and they don't do anything else. But, honestly, I don't think there are that many of those frames. And why would we want it to be that way? It's fun that they're complicated. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that. So it's coming soon. Let me, Do you know about infinite range healing with Limbo and Life Strike? Yes. The only daggers worth running for incredibly endgame are Crit Zaws and the Sheev, and the Sheev. Rack to Dark Daggers healing effect can be a thing, but mostly I agree. And mostly they should be hybrid Zaws, but either way. How long do you plan on being on? Like 2 hours, maybe a little longer. I like Legion with gas. Grass. Fury increases your finisher speed, right, as I mentioned at the end. Is there a cap for combos? Because we may get with Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush. There isn't a cap, but you wouldn't, even if there was, like, you probably wouldn't reach it. Like, it's very hard to get to like a 5x multiplier. It's pretty insane, like, how many hits you need for that. We can keep going. Yeah, Slam Attack is spicy. Archititron is really good too. I agree, I like that. The stream is gonna be like 2.5 hours or so, just roughly. Maybe longer, maybe less. Okay, we're back. We're back caught up with chat. Thank you for being patient. I just didn't want to miss any questions. You Glenovic, I'll show you my Saren fashion now, but I am gonna change it for the video. A lot of people have seen it. It's one of the oldest fashions on my channel. So I'd be happy to show you, especially because I'm gonna destroy it and make something else. Look at this, a decent amount of overshields. Look at that. Not like quickly, but still. Boop a doop boop 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 boop. Yeah, Volt at higher levels is more of a utility like shield tank frame. Not shield tank like shields, shield like his static shield or whatever it's called. Volt is great at higher levels. He's just not like you don't do damage. Like he doesn't do damage even at lower levels, not really. No, Jukensu, that's mean. Don't do that. That can waste people's time a lot. Like, don't do that, seriously. I've had that done to me before, and it's a pain. It wastes people's time. They're trying to form it efficiently. Sorry, I missed one comment. Do you ever do really long survival and defense runs? Only very rarely. I do often do them when I'm testing out frameworks, but I find that they are not very fun to do when you're live because you can get distracted for a second and die. Pugani, are you really giving me a hard time about not doing stealth runs to level up this dagger? That's a riot. We could do that, actually. That might be kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that. Now that you mention it. Like, that actually sounds pretty fun. And it doesn't take focus. Like, it's not really that hard. Yeah, we could do that. For comparison, it might be fun, because we do have to form this twice, I believe. So yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun. What's the limbo thing exactly? So as I recall, well here, I'll let the person in chat explain it. So the person who brought up the limbo infinite healing thing, go ahead, tell us, because you can probably explain it better than I can. There are a couple different things that came to mind when you said that, and I know it's one of them, but I don't want to give people bad information, so do explain, because it's interesting. I don't think it's that good. Like, it's so much easier to just heal a different way that I don't really think it's valuable, but it's not bad. Boop, boop, boop. Imshale, what is this 3-pack of questions? Okay, favorite frame, favorite thing to eat, and favorite IRL activity. Go. Okay. I don't really have a favorite frame. I've talked about that a lot. I don't really have favorites. I'm not really a person who has favorites. So for all these questions, I'm just going to modify them and say like 5 that I like. Because I really don't have favorites. I just don't think that way. My brain doesn't work that way. No offense to people that do think this way, but I really hate the idea of like maining, like having a main. I think that is short-sighted, and it is much better to just understand the game mechanics, and then you're like a main at everything. I think that is necessary for good skill in a game. And then, okay, if you practice the frame-specific mechanics more, then sure, that makes you better. Anyway, so I really like Inaros, Hydroid, Nezha, Harrow, and who else is a big favorite? I am rather attached to Volt, especially now that his CC is actually kind of good. So I would say those 5. Favorite thing to eat? Some of my favorite things to eat are pot stickers, or like dumplings. Meat buns, like steamed meat buns, Chinese steamed meat buns. Chinese style steamed meat buns. Onigiri, I really like onigiri with salmon, smoked salmon. I really like burrito bowls. They're just like my comfort food, even though they're not that much of a comfort food, like physiologically. And let's see, one more favorite food. One of my favorite desserts is gelato. Raspberry gelato with a little bit of lemon juice. Brings out the acidity in the raspberries, and it's really, really good. One of my favorite things. Like, I'm telling you, the amount of overshields you get here is actually not terrible. Like, it's not great, but, like, it's not bad. and then like giving those damage reduction, like not terrible. Like once we have much higher status, it'll be better, which we kind of won't, but we'll try. Why the name XandyPants anyway? Gregory, hello, by the way. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? I'm having a good day. It's a bit warm here. It's like a pleasant winter temperature of like 35 degrees, and it's nice. I'm super excited. So the name is XandyPants. My name in real life is Alexander, so my nickname is Xander. My friends call me Xander. XandyPants is something that I was called in college. I had this girl that I roomed with for a year, my senior year, and she'd been my friend through all of college, and she called me XandyPants. I don't really know why. She was that kind of person, and it stuck. I was just like, that's good branding, that's memorable, so I did it. And it's also kind of my name, so like I'm kind of tricking you into like calling me by name. So that's why. Another reason is that there are a lot of reasons. Like I'll say more reasons throughout the stream, but there are a lot of reasons. She didn't know it, but ironically it is actually like a somewhat multifaceted little name. He's standing in my base. Nice. Okay. Let me go over here. What's your favorite loadout? Warpig again. I really don't have favorites. I do not have one. For that one, I unfortunately don't know if I can answer you at all. I think the best thing I can do is just say, like, that's what Framework is. Like, that's what my Framework series is. If you're not normally from my channel, you should totally check it out. I have a Framework playlist, and it's literally just a list of, like, one video for every Warframe in the game and, like, how I play them with my whole loadout, like weapons and Sentinel and Companion if I use a Companion and everything. And builds for everything. I do not really have a favorite. I do have a favorite for each Warframe, but not overall at all, not even close. There's really nothing I use very consistently. Even like things my channel's known for, like Skaterboy Neja, now with Javelok throws. I do really like that, but it's definitely not my favorite, and I don't use it really more than those other loadouts. So check out Framework. That is a whole list of my favorite Warframe build for everyone. It's not done yet, so there isn't every Warframe yet, but we're going. It's coming. That's that. Salmon, hello. Salmon, there are no more bonus pants from watching YouTube streams. I decided to add more pants from Twitch instead. Life Strike and heal off slash procs, yes. Yeah, Pugani, I can agree. Like people stop having a favorite and like try more stuff, I think. This game encourages that a lot. Yeah, well, Chungusa, besides the fact that I agree with you, like, it's not really a very good idea to main this kind of game, as much as you even can. Are you going to pair Taxon with that dagger ultimately? Mark Isabel, maybe, but the problem with doing that is that you won't actually get the condition overload bonus that often, because to get a significant amount of overshields off of this, you're going to have to hit a lot of enemies, because they're just going to die before you get a lot of overshields. Additionally, we don't really want enemies to die that much faster. We just want them to die like competently fast, because if they don't die faster, then we get more overshields. So probably no in the end. Not unless it's already a good fit for the loadout, which it might be. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform support. Now, however, Mark Isabel, so I will if I use it on Gara, because you can use Gara's glass shards, like the thing I'm using on myself now. You can use that on your Sentinel to give them massive tankiness, and then Taxon's molecular conversion will give us a ton of tankiness every time it uses it, because those shields or overshields will be defended by our Gara glass fragment shield thing. That damage reduction does affect shields, which is why we're using Rack to Dark Dagger in the first place, even though it's way worse than like actual daggers. And by actual daggers I mean Zaw's actual dagger. This is a dagger. It is a thing that exists. Oh. Okay. Raspberry Gelato. Yeah, boy. Knew I liked you for a reason. Nice. You have to pay her royalties now. No, I will not. Which part of the world do you live in? I live in Burlington, Vermont in the United States. So like northeast United States. I got Maiming Strike for 50 plat. Is that a good price? Yeah. Very. I would save it for like 6 months and then sell it. Or like 3 months. Do you have any frames you just dislike? Mag. She's good for her magnetize ability, but that's not a frame, that's one ability. And her other abilities are just so much worse than like what other Warframes have that it just irritates me. I don't like having a one-trick pony playstyle like that. So she, more than like just hating her, because I do like magnetize, like I think it's fun to play with. Gladiator Mag, good framework playstyle that I will be rebooting pretty soon. I don't know. I don't like that she doesn't feel like she has a kit, you know? That's why I dislike her. I actually like her appearance, and I like the feeling of her abilities. They just suck, you know? So that's what I feel. What's your most used frame? Probably Inaros, maybe Loki from when I was a noob. Not to say that it's bad to use Loki, just like I did use Loki a lot when I was a new player. More than I do now. Do you think Chroma needs a rework? No. He's gonna get one, and he should get one, but he doesn't need one as urgently as some other Warframes, because he does have two, like, good abilities, and he is powerful. I think the Warframes that need reworks more are the Warframes that there's literally no point in playing, or that are just, like, not well fleshed out. Mag is a good example. Like, Mag needs a rework more than Chroma does, like, for example. And we know Chroma's gonna get one when he gets primed, so like, give Mag one. She needs one sooner. She has no good time to get one, you know? So that's what I think. Chroma should get a rework eventually, but I don't think it's that bad. He has two functional abilities. You can pick multiple elements for various reasons, and it's fine. It's not that bad. Imshale, we're currently not doing racing events because of the oppressive speed offered by, focus abilities. We don't really have a way to referee that. We don't have a way to ban it that is reliable. And if you have Void Flow and Mind Sprint, whether on Xeneric or Naramon, you can go so much faster than everybody else. Not than literally everybody else, but almost every other Warframe is slower than just these two focus abilities. That kind of breaks racing. So at the moment, it's like a little tricky, again, without a good way to ban that or like referee people using that. It's not really possible to make it fair. Racing just becomes a fight of who farms more focus. I've had lots of time to, so I just win like a lot of the time, and I don't even have to use my Warframe. I can just spam Void Dashes. So yeah, so it's kind of dead for now. They are giving us custom obstacle courses in our dojos, so that might revitalize racing. I think that's what we're gonna need for racing to be like a thing again. So for now, they're on hiatus, unfortunately. Yeah, also, Sarcastic Trash, I kind of agree about, like, Chroma doesn't need to be reworked that much, you know? Like, his one could just give it more status chance and it would be good. Like, that's it. That'd be fine. Or, like, it could switch elements. That could be cool. I think it's fine to just give it a ton of status chance. Just give it guaranteed status. And that's perfect because then it buffs the weakest elements and, like, isn't as OP for the strongest elements. I think Heat is better than Cold. Check out my Chroma video for why, but Cold would get the least powerful. Proccing Cold is weaker than proccing Heat or Toxin or Electricity most of the time. Heat would get only a small buff because proccing multiple Heat procs is not that good. They don't stack, they just renew. Proccing Electricity is a very underused element, would be really good because you'd Chain Lightning a ton of damage and stun lock all the enemies. And proccing Toxin, also an underused element, would be really good because you'd scale up a lot of Toxin proc damage. And that's it. Just add a little damage, and like that ability would be good. It wouldn't be great, but it would be good. If it was just like a breath of like intense status, like that would be cool. And you could build a range build, and it would be gross with Electricity, Chain Lightnings everywhere, and it would be fun, right? And then his 4, yeah, kind of needs a rework, but like, anyway, reduce energy costs. I don't think that's enough. Personally, maybe. What are your thoughts on 2 new Eidolons or Eidolons in general? I hate having specific frames for efficient farming. So Emiya, as long as they have different mechanics, like slightly different mechanics, there are different Warframes you can use for Eidolon fights, like efficiently now. You can use Oberon and Trinity for healing. Oberon and Harrow can help support against the like magnetic explosion. There are many Warframes that can do the damage effectively. Chroma and Rhino are equally as good at it. A lot of people say Chroma's better, but they have not tried Rhino. He's just as good and much easier to set up. Unless you use an elemental-based weapon, then Chroma gets a bit scary. And Mirage doesn't even do a bad job if you can sneak into the light. It's a bit janky, but you can kind of do that. And there are other Warframes that can do a decent job of doing the damage. You don't even really need a dedicated Warframe to do the damage. Volt can kind of do it by just buffing everyone's damage with its shield. And then you can kind of just use whoever you want for your other ones, you know? So I actually think it's not that specific. We just need more Warframes that have competent heals. And then the pressure to use like Trinity or Oberon, mostly Trinity, would be alleviated, and I think it would be okay. So I don't think it's that bad. You don't really need to use like that specific a group of frames for like efficient Terror List kills. For hyper efficient, like we are all spec ops, like we're all in Discord and there's 4 of us and we're gonna farm for the whole night and get 10 kills. That requires a specific composition, but shouldn't it? You know, for competent normal speed kills like 4 or 5 a night, you can have a pretty random squad as long as you have some heals for the lures, and you'll get it done just fine. So I don't think it's that bad. I think we need more support Warframes than we need like more different Terror Lists, but either could work. What do you do when you get tired or bored of Warframe? I kind of don't. Because it's my job, I spend a lot of time like building stuff, a lot more than most people do, and like editing together video and playing around with aesthetic and stuff. There's actually kind of too much to do, I find. Ask me again in like 6 months, because I might run out of stuff to do a little bit, but we'll see. Can I stack Rage in that one mod that I can't remember the name of? Yes. Hunter, Adrenaline, and Rage do stack. I love Vermont. Vermont is the bomb. I got 15 maiming strikes. No. Nom 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 nom. Ooh, California. Okay, sorry, folks, I was behind for a little while. I'm here 2 days in a row. Awesome. I won't go anywhere, Cupcake. Okay, hold on. Mag, Zephyr, and Atlas. Yeah, I agree, Zephyr and Atlas need one too. But I also think, like, Zephyr, for example, mostly has only 1 good ability, or 3, but, like, it's really good. So I kind of don't think she needs a rework as badly. She's gonna get it, because she's gonna get Prime next, but... no. Like... So, like, Roten Taiso, I'd love to agree with you, but that's just not true. Like, she's not really a damage dealer anymore. Like, she's not in anything anymore. She doesn't do anything anymore. She does CC, but it's much worse than everyone else's. And she does, like, damage buffing, but it's much more niche than everyone else's. So she does need a rework really bad. All of her abilities are worse than everyone else's, except for Magnetize, and that is like a really limited ability for it to be the only ability that's good in a Warframe. You know, like Zephyr has her Wind, and like that's kind of her only like really good ability, but it's pretty broad. Like it blocks all bullets and defends you. It can defend your allies with range. You can add the Jetstream augment and make it buff lots of projectile weapons and do the weird thing with the Tonkor grenades, and if that still works, that might not still work. Anyway, you get it, right? And it makes her go fast. You know, for one ability, that's a pretty versatile ability. Like, Mag's Magnetize is a pretty limited ability, and all of her other abilities are just like a way worse version of what other Warframes do. So she does need a rework. She's not underrated. She really is much weaker than everybody else. She's still not bad. No Warframes are really that bad right now, but she is not underrated. She is truly like one of the worst frames in the game. She's just not actually that bad. Being the worst frame in the game right now is not that bad. It's really not that bad. Things are kind of well balanced at the moment. They're doing a good job. Anyway, that's what I have to say. Focus 2.5 on console, no idea. Like 1 to 2 months later. I have seen Kinchu's mag build. That doesn't change anything. Do you usually play other solo games? Yeah. I've really enjoyed Pyre and all the other games by Supergiant. I really like those. I'm thinking of starting The Division pretty soon, so that would be fun. I like single-player campaigns. Like, I enjoyed Titanfall 2's campaign. It was, like, weird, but the level design was really good. It makes you do a bunch of badass stuff. The story's not good, but, like, it makes you do a bunch of badass stuff, so that was cool. Sorry, I'm just going through questions as fast as I can. Okay, I'll show you Saren. This is a good time to show you Saren. While I wait. Where's my Saren fashion? Here it is. Let's get I need my fashion gun. Hold on. Viper, a gun so boring looking that you will never look at it and instead focus on the fashion. Perfect. Here's my current Saren fashion. I can show you details as we go on. Vex Armor and Elemental Ward need to be refreshable, but they would make him overpowered. Yeah, like, they're not going to do that. Daniel Pash, hello. Welcome. Number one tip for someone just starting the game. Spend all your platinum on slots and don't go to Cetus too much. Just progress through the star chart and don't spend your platinum on anything but slots because you're going to need them. That's not one tip, but I cheated. There you go. That's what you should do. Don't focus on Cetus too much. It's not that helpful for a newer player. And spend your platinum on slots. And don't invest in any weapon too much. Like, try different weapons. MR is mastery rank is much more important at lower levels than higher levels. So use the time that you're going through the star chart while all the missions are easy without mods to try a bunch of different weapons. And if you don't like them, just level them up and throw them out. It's fine. But try them all. And that will help down the line when you want to know like what to invest in when the weapons are actually hard to get, you know? If you could have a permit, yeah, see, that would be OP. I was very happy the Gara got nerfed. It was the wrong nerf, though. Like, her infinite scaling glass shard damage needed to be nerfed, not her wall. I mean, her wall was a little overpowered, but they nerfed it too much, and now it's useless. It's not useless, but, like, anyway. I'm just hoping they rework Atlas around his brawling. I agree, because that's what everybody likes. I agree that the invincibility on his punch is too strong, but because it's his only really good ability right now, he kind of needs it, you know? But I also think Path of Statues is a good replacement for that. Like, that gives him that power back in, like, a indirect way by making his enemies stunned instead of making him invincible. Oh, okay, Chimichanga, you're Lord Dermal. I'll try to remember. Have you played Doom? I have not played Doom. I might try it, though. I was looking into that a little bit. I do not have a PS4. I don't own any consoles, unfortunately. Alright, I'm almost caught up. Okay, we're caught up. Okay. I'm going to, Oh, I did really like Twilight Princess. I kind of forgot about that game. I really enjoyed Twilight Princess. I thought it was a lot of fun. So we're going to form this for the right Stansu. And we're going to throw back in Condition Overload. And in this slot, we're going to put the Augment here. And then we have like a little bit of a problem. Anyway, whatever, we'll figure it out. Because we need Prime Fury. Well, we don't need it, but it's a massive gain. It's probably better than one of these mods. It's probably better than Covert Lethality. The way that we're using this build, it's probably better than Covert Lethality. Which is weird. Up, 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 up. Oh yeah, let's try doing it in stealth. That would be fun. Somebody asked to see Frost. Frost Framework is also coming up, and the way I play Frost is like really weird and kind of like difficult to explain quickly, like why it's good. Like, I guess it might not be that good, but anyway. It's more of like a freeze the battlefield than like freeze all the enemies setup, and it's really weird, and it's really annoying if you have allies. Like, people, like, everybody hates you when you use it, but I don't care because it's fun. Alrighty then. Oh god, no, 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 no! I've ruined it! It's all ruined! Okay, shh, shh, okay. Okay, we should probably have gotten Covert Lethality for this, but go figure. Delicious. 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 Yum. Alright, let's do that. Like another billion more times. Delicious. Okay. But this is more fun, Pugani. Delicious. It's more stressful, you know? Like, feeling like you have to sneak around. It's more fun. I already use Equinox all the time for, like, actual focus farming. I don't want to do more Equinox than I have to. The worst build for Frost is Ice Wave Impedance. That's not true. Although you shouldn't by itself, it is, yeah. Like, some people just use that. I was not aware. That is terrible. Oh god, well, okay. Ice Wave Impedance is not enough on its own to be a build. Part of the reason that you get these people who, like, these builds that are not good but get popular is because people don't understand, like, what is enough. They don't compare builds to each other enough. And that, Sorry, let me... What did they nerf from Gar's Wall? Pugani, it used to be invulnerable, and now it's not. I feel like I missed something, sorry. Okay, I'm just making sure. I hope they come out with heavy weapons Oz. Yeah, we'll see. Oh well, they saw that. RIP! We might have to use Equinox, because it's just bad. Like, if enemies see each other, then... Yeah, this isn't functional. We'll use Equinox. poor Loki. I mean, I could channel every time, and then enemies wouldn't see the bodies, but... nobody wants that. Alright, let's use Equinox. Is Ice Wave Impedance not good? No, it is. Again, like... It's not good by itself. That's not a full build by itself, but it's a very good ability. It's a very good augment. It just isn't enough on its own to be like a full build. You need to do other stuff, and that's why I said I can't just explain it quickly, because if I just said it's mostly Ice Wave Impedance, like, then everybody would have been like, that's bad, and like, yes, on its own it is, but like, you can combine it with other stuff to make it really good. And people, it's just that the people you all have seen that use Ice Wave Impedance on a build are not good. I, however, have what I believe is a actually good setup with Ice Wave Impedance. Hence why I did not say that to begin with. Anyway. Delicious. Delicious. You survived, what the hell? Delicious. Delicious. Fine, we do have to channel every attack. Delicious. Okay, well, it worked out. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, without being able to focus well, this is not efficient. But if you want to level up like stealth weapons that way and melee weapons in general that way, it's fun. But it's not time efficient when you're streaming. I'm just distracted and I'm messing it up. So I'm not going to do it. Do I need... Let's just stay on guard. Anyway. Again, Daniel Pash, I'm not going to repeat myself again, but that's closed-minded and a limited, incomplete build idea that does not constitute, like, an Ice Wave Impedance build. Like, it should not be your whole build just using that one ability. That's not a build. Using it by itself is obviously not good enough. And that's why I didn't say that. Ice Wave Impedance is good. It's not good if you make a whole build around it. And for some reason, you are not distinguishing between those two statements. So, distinguish between those two statements. And again, you're just making other people avoid it for no good reason because you are closed-minded about what it might be able to do. That's not productive. And on my channel, where my entire goal is to get you to use like different stuff and show you that it is actually good sometimes, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Art thou spicy? I like hot and spicy. Breath of the Wild having a horse motorcycle, I'm kind of start thinking Nintendo's using ideas for it. Okay, to be fair, it does look kind of badass though. Like I haven't played Breath of the Wild, but I've seen the like Epona motorcycle. It's kind of badass. It looks cool, all right. Like it looks quite cool, but But it is a little bit janky. Like they are, it's a little out there. You can use glyphs from range, yes. You can also use glyphs as your operator and get 2. Zelp taught me that. Do you know DE Way? No, I don't. Who is that? DE Way. Mostly, I just know Taylor. You are blowing my mind over here, Xandy. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm here for. Look at that. Double glyph. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, do we have Stalker? Oh, no. Perrin. How much Titanfall 2 did you play? A lot. I played a ton of the multiplayer for a long time. I just haven't played it in a while. I probably will play it on stream again, like, somewhat soon. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know what happened there. I played a lot of Titanfall 2. Pretty much the multiplayer, but it was really fun. I probably still will play more on stream. Xander is behind on the memes. He doesn't know DE Way. I know, I'm just messing with you. Yeah. I do know DeWay. It's true. DeWay forward. I was just making a joke about them being somebody called, like, DE Way. You know, like Digital Extremes Way. Did nobody get my joke? Oh, man. I tried to counter meme you guys and you didn't get it. It did not work. My counter meme has failed. Wow, this is an explosive meme, people. That explosive level meme. Oh baby. Poor useless glass wall. What do you think of Octavia? Do you know any synergies with her? So Warpig, Octavia troubles me because I feel that the best way to play Octavia is rather difficult compared to other Warframes, and like she's good even if you don't do that, but like she's not really interesting if you don't play her that way, in my opinion. So what I'm gonna say is you should watch Joey Zero's Octavia video. It's really entertaining. It's really epic and powerful. It's called How to Min-Max Your Music. Again, Joey Zero, Joey space Zero. And it is really cool. It's a really cool playstyle where you like dance, like your playstyle like dances to get all of your buffs active without stopping normal play. Like you don't refresh your buffs, like you just dance. Like your playstyle becomes dancing and you like attack fluently in the music and refresh all your buffs. It's very hard for me. I know some people find it really easy, but it's very difficult for me personally. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do about like Octavia, because that is the playstyle that makes her very strong. And like Nikisuke said, you can just press 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's not her full strength, but that is really good. She's still good if you just press 1, 2, 3, 4. But she gets dramatically stronger if you do something incredibly difficult that I am personally really bad at doing. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. But yeah, she doesn't have a lot of synergies, specific synergies. She's a very raw power Warframe. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Like, it's just like she's not that well suited for framework. Octavia played well is disgusting. It's true. Like, but played truly well it's hard. Like, if you're not anyway, that. Spread thy gospel. Do it. Do it. A Tenno named Nolok Nox. Spread your gospel. Do you like Tide Pods? No, it's gross. Don't eat Tide Pods. Your counter meme does not have instant speed. Brink. Your counter meme is only a sorcery and cannot stop my instant speed meme. Sorcery speed counterspell. How novel. I made a pixels. I'm glad you got my meme. I'm glad some people got my meme. Thank you. Dracaholic, thank you for getting my meme. My meme. Sounds awfully like Crypto the Necromancer. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. Mark Gamison, I believe it's half. I kind of forget, but I'm pretty sure it's half. So if you get 15%, you're going to get 7.5% to the other faction. Madkins, you should use, you should look at my Oberon build. That's exactly what it is. You're talking about using like Hunter Adrenaline and Quick Thinking. You should go look at my Oberon build, my framework for Oberon, which I did really recently. It is that exact thing. So if you want some input on it, I just have a whole video on that. You should check it out. However, you should know, I do just want to say really quick, Edward, or no, sorry, who was saying the Madkins, excuse me, if you're going to do that Oberon, like, Quick Thinking with, like, Hunter Adrenaline and etc., you should know that Hunter Adrenaline and Quick Thinking don't actually interact directly. Quick Thinking doesn't give you health. So Hunter Adrenaline does not gain you energy, like, it doesn't, like, save you some energy when you are using Quick Thinking. That doesn't happen anymore. It used to, but they nerfed that, like, a long time ago. So if you want it, it can be really good. I'm not saying it's not good. But what you have to do to make it good is gain little bits of health back while you are at the Quick Thinking threshold. And then you will end up getting, like, gigantic EHP. Because every little bit of health you gain will also give you some energy as you lose it, which will give you a ton of, like, Quick Thinking buffer that will supplement your health. And then it becomes that, like, little bits of health from healing return end up being, like, a gigantic amount of, like, effective health. That is what makes it good. And if you just use it, anyway, that. Enemies. Delicious. Thoughts on good Ivara build? Check out my framework for Ivara. Search Ivara on my main channel, and that. Not that I mind if you all ask, like, what I think of a certain Warframe, but you should search it on my channel first, because I have a video for almost every Warframe in the game that is up to date. You know, close to up to date anyway. A lot of them are very current. Some of them are not 100% current, but they're still pretty current. So Uric, personally, I think the most powerful thing Ivara does is Navigator, and that can be abused a lot with Prowl, and you can do crazy things with projectiles. But she's also really good with snipers, because then you have Artemis Bow for close range and snipers for long range, and she has lots of ton powerful weapons. Ton powerful? What the fuck? Anyway, you have really good weapons. Powerful weapons. Spicy weapons. Spicy meatballs. Yeah, Nadim, that got nerfed. Sorry, rip. rip in peace. That got nerfed a long time ago, actually. Madkins, yeah, that's good. I mean, Oberon's third ability also does it, but you should get more healing than that. It's not that good if you only have the healing from renewal. You want more than that. I would recommend running healing return too. Sarcastic Trash says, when is it better to use healing return over life strike? Most of the time. Most melee weapons are gonna inflict status. Like, most good melee weapons are status focused nowadays. So you will be getting status with most good builds, most melee builds, which means you will be getting free healing all the time if you use those weapons, which is usually enough. And it's especially often enough if you have high armor, because those little bits of health are actually worth a lot of EHP multiplied by your armor. When you should use Life Strike is like when you're killing enemies with finishers and then you can full heal by channeling. When you're using weapons that are very slow but have individually large hits, like Galatine Prime, then Life Strike is very healing efficient, and you can burst heal yourself a lot for very little energy because your individual swings are really strong. So an example of a weapon that I would never use Life Strike on would be like Nami Skyla Prime. And an example of a weapon that I would almost always use Life Strike over Healing Return on would be like Galatine Prime. Galatine Prime is rather slow and does single huge hits, so it's really good with Life Strike because you can just channel once and heal your whole health bar. But Nami-Skyla Prime hits many times very quickly, letting you heal up very quickly with Healing Return, but costing gigantic amounts of energy, even if you only channel for an instant if you're using Life Strike. So that's when I would use each. I use Healing Return more, much more. But it's good sometimes. When Life Strike is good, it's really good, but it's not anywhere near as good as Healing Return. Most of the time. Is Prime Fast Hands more DPS on Vectis than Depleted Reload? It depends. Nasco, if you're not using Primed Chamber or Charged Chamber, I forget what the cheap one is called. You know, the one that's like possible to get. Sorry, let me link it. Charged Chamber. If you're not using Charged Chamber, then Primed Fast Hands would be a DPS increase. But if you are, which you should, Depleted Reload is better. So I would use the Depleted Reload and Charged Chamber, but if you don't want to do that, then Primed Fast Hands is better, yeah. Moo. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I saw the high-tech vid, I liked it a lot. Thoughts on the Daikyu? Uric Smith, not a bad idea. Using the Daikyu as your stat stick instead of like I used Rubico. But the slow charge time, and the fact that you don't want fire rate on Artemis Bow, whereas you do desperately want it on the Daikyu, means the Daikyu is less of a good choice. Am I right in thinking that Rivens don't work with frames that use mods from guns and melee? You're talking about exalted weapons. Yes, that's true. Madkins, they don't work. Anything specific to a weapon doesn't work in exalted weapons. Like mods, sorry. How do I get Prime Chamber? Probably won't get it, but how do I get it? You'd want to look on Warframe Market for a buyer. Again, Charged Chamber is the one that's like reasonable to get, and it's still way more than good enough to be usable. Prime Chamber is like the insane one that's just like dumb and absurd. So win the lottery. Sell your house. Sacrifice your firstborn child, you know. How long have you been playing Warframe for in total, not just this stream? My total time played in Warframe is 2,100 hours. And I've been playing for a year and a half. I started playing in April of last, 2 years ago now, April of 2016. So I've been playing for a little more than a year and a half. Do you think we should be able to use melee combos while holding a primary, or would that be too OP? I think that would be too OP. I do think we should be able to swap weapons faster, but I think that being able to literally instantly transition from like primary fire into a melee combo would be way too strong. It would be fun, but I think it would be like way too strong. Yeah, Baza is good as well, if you want like a machine gun type of weapon. Again, I don't love using the Baza on Navara because you don't really care that it's silenced. If you're gonna shoot enemies while you're in Prowl, Artemis Bow is already silent, so you don't need a silenced weapon. It's nice to have a machine gun that does it, but it's not really necessary. And the Baza has fall-off range, so it's not good at attacking targets far away, which is what Artemis Bow is already bad at. So I don't feel it adds much to your playstyle. I think that people do not think about the overlap when they do that, but it's not bad, you know. That's my feel. Do you know what Skyforge is? Yes. Not a huge fan. All right, I'm back. What now? Still Dark Dagger? Yeah, we're almost done. We're still Dark. 2 hours later, still Dark Dagger. That's what we're doing this stream. Dark Dagger. Don't let your memes be dreams. Don't let your streams be memes. Do you think we'll get an Ortis quest where we see his human? Possibly. Yeah, probably. Probably not that soon. Also, Ordenkaris is a badass name. Like, that's a really badass name, don't you think? Delicious. Look at those overshields. Look at those overshields. Delicious. Delicious. This might work. We might have something good going here. This is gonna be our this might be our framework if it ends up being good. We got to make sure the rad procs are consistent enough. That's the thing that might hold this back. Daft Cupcake, what are you watching? Something called Travelers or something else? Haro's one of your favorite Warframes. I love him too. I play him with Synoid Simulor. I will try that. Justin, I have lost faith in Synoid Simulor as like an efficient weapon for killing people with, but that is an interesting idea. I understand why that would be good on Haro. Like, or better on Haro than other frames. That's interesting, I'll try that. Hunter munitions is monstrous on Haro, that's true. Depending on the weapon, I suppose. Spit Pandora, I'm glad you learn something new every stream. That is the goal. That is why I'm here, my dude. Okay, it is time to eat my sandwich. It is time to drink my kombucha. And my water. Oh. It is time for lunch. No Luck Noakes, how do you feel about the coming possible IPS changes? They're not going to happen. They already said, like, a bit ago that they are going to revise them based on enormous player feedback that they are terrible, which they are. And even when they first posted them, I feel it was clear that they were not going to release them, because if you just read through the changes, there are some like logical syntax errors. Like, they didn't even edit it. Like, nobody even read that post before posting it. Like, there are like logic errors in the way it's described that just like contradict themselves. There are things that would break gigantic systems in the game. Like, people say, oh, it will nerf Hunter munitions. It also totally breaks stances with forced slash procs if they did it in that form. They're not going to do that. Like, they clearly didn't really think about it that much before they posted it, so it's not going to happen. Don't worry. So I will actually be making a video about that, about the damage 2.5 changes they proposed, even though we know they're not going to happen. I will make a video talking about like that, because we are still going to get changes, and I want everyone to be informed on like why the changes they proposed were bad, so that we can make sure they don't do the same thing when they propose new changes, because they clearly do not understand the game and don't play it enough to know what changes we need, but we do, and if we tell them DE is good about that, they will do those changes. So as long as the player base is informed, we will get good changes. So it's my job to inform the player base. You know, me and the other partner's job. So that's what we're gonna do. I am going to make a video on that. It's probably going to come out pretty soon, because they're going to start doing them again pretty soon. Probably like within a week. My plan at the moment is you're going to get Fashion today or tomorrow. People asked for Nova Fashion, and I'm probably going to show you the Chroma Fashion too. And people want more Fashion. Yeah, exactly, Guape. It said in the first few lines that Slash would work as it does, and then later it said it wouldn't. Like, they literally didn't even read over it before they posted it. It was just a rough concept. Yes. Pugani, I am totally not joking. Again, even if you just look at the changes, even if they did put those changes live, it would destroy the entire game. Like, it wouldn't just be like, Hunter munitions would get nerfed. Some melee weapons would get nerfed. Like, it would destroy stances. Stances would just, like, all the good stances would be terrible. Like, rapiers. On rapiers, you can only have a stance that relies on force slash procs, and, like, that, they just wouldn't work, because all the rapiers have puncture. So, like, that would just be pointless. Like, those slash procs would just be pointless. So, at the very moment that they posted those changes, we knew that they were either going to split the scaling of those things, so like Hunter Munitions would take normally, and Stance's Force procs would scale normally as they did before, and then they would just change like slash procs innately from weapons to scale that way. They've done that before with like how Shattering Impact works totally differently with stripping armor than other things. It reduces like base armor that then gets unmultiplied and removed, which is not how any other armor stripping works. They've already split scaling like that in the past, so we knew they would just do that because it would destroy their game, and I don't know why that wasn't obvious to them before they posted those changes. But if it didn't have to happen that way, I wish it wouldn't have. So yeah, don't worry, it'll be fine. And the changes in that form are not going to happen. We'll talk about it more, you know, later. Are you going to use the deluxe skin for Nova? Pugani, the fashion in that video is going to be the fashion from my framework on Nova, so it looks like that. I'm just going to show the details, because people have been asking for that a lot. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Does increasing attack speed on melee mean you have to press buttons faster? Yes. If you're on PC, you should bind your melee attack to mouse wheel down, and then you can do it as fast as you need to, very easily. But on console, it may be bad to increase your melee attack speed too much, because you'll have to button mash too much. That is one of the worst things I can imagine about playing on console, is that like the good melee builds would be bad because you wouldn't be able to hit the mouse button fast, the button fast enough. Doesn't Hunter Munitions already have split scaling? Like sort of in the sense that it has forced procs, but kinda not. Like Pugani, like essentially no, not exactly. In the sense that it has force procs, it kind of does. It treats like all the weapons damage as being slash, kind of. But that makes the slash procs stronger, not weaker than normal. As I understand it, anyway. Hunter Munitions is complicated, but they would split it even more. You understand what I mean. Blah. I have to ask this. Are you standing up or using an ergonomic desk? Yes, I am using an ergonomic desk and standing up. My webcam is like 5.5 feet off the ground. We should have our melee button to be a finished submit. Nikki's kid, that's funny. Okay, let's test this dagger. The time has come. Let's bring this into testing. So, what we need to test is how survivable Gara is using only the sustain from Rack to Dark Dagger's overshields. And we have to see if that's enough. We're going to use these. I'm actually going to add other secrets just for whatever. So this is just a basic, shatter shard thing build. It's not totally min-maxed. There are better builds. Don't copy that build. It's just for testing. Do force slash procs trigger condition overload.